Hey, how's it going, guys? I just wanted to make a quick video today about Project Rebalance. We got a new blog drop today, and if you don't know what Project Rebalance is, this was brought up in early December 7th. And what it is, in my opinion, the most impactful set of updates the game can offer right now. I think the game is going to be infinitely better once all of these go through, or most of them go through. We have to vote on them, but I'm really excited about them. And just to give you an idea of what some of these are, they just kind of want to revive some dead content, rebalance some, terrible XP rates, some things that are just not quite right in the game that just seem to be, completely dead content. And maybe my favorite are the run energy changes. I mean, this stuff is so necessary. I think run energy as a mechanic in its current state is like a dinosaur era mechanic for MMOs. We're like the only game that does it the way we do it. And I think it's the biggest turnoff to new players is managing run energy and having to walk places so much. And I'm sure a lot of elitists will say that run energy is perfectly fine how it is, and they're simply wrong. It definitely needs a rework. As someone who has tens of thousands of hours in the game, it's a prehistoric thing. Agility is not nearly as impactful for making it better as it should be, so I'm very excited to see what they do. And I'm also a big fan of what they plan to do with NPC defense changes. This is also very necessary, creating more emphasis on style and type weaknesses, stab, crush, slash. That's how you get variety. That's how you get true range in an MMO, so I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be looking at the blog released today, though. I'm just going to go down the list. I haven't seen this yet. This was just released, and I'm just going to give you my first take on everything that's changed. So the first one up is agility, and they're proposing a bunch of stuff to the agility courses. So it looks like Drainer is actually switching places with the Gnome Stronghold security course, which is funny because this one you can fail, and this one you can't fail. So on Nightmare mode, this would actually be very funny. The fact that an unfailable course can't be accessed at level 1. I do think this is a good change. I think you should be able to start rooftops at level 1. And I also think that the XP rates currently make no sense. I don't know why this was level 1 and it's a better XP rate than both of these two courses. I know you're supposed to get Marks of Grace from this one, but like, why is this a thing? Just the agility XP progression is so bad. This current jump in XP rates is nothing. Like, you're just getting the same XP per hour for the first 20 levels. So yeah, these are all great changes. Outcourage should be about 25% better than where it currently is. I like that. Varrock Rooftop, slight buff. Oh, cool. This is pretty cool. 5,000 strength XP per hour added to the Barbarian Outpost Agility course. I think that's good. That should be a thing. Now, here's the thing. That's still going to be dead content. All the different Barbarian stuff gives you strength as it is, though, like Barbarian Fishing and whatnot. So I see where they're coming with this. This should be there. Still going to be dead content, but at least it's a bonus because this is the best course at 35. Okay, so they want to buff the Shazian Advanced course. That's going to be better for, 2 levels? So no one's going to go to this. Literally no one will touch this course. I know it's for 2 levels, but I'm going to be honest. I don't think anyone's going to touch this when Fally is that good and you can Summer Pie or Agility Potion to just skip this entirely. So probably not going to be used. If anything, it should be a more competitive rate than Fally because Fally you get Marks of Grace and Shazian you get nothing. So this should probably be like 30, 35, 36, but that's fine. I don't know why they would nerf Sears. I know it's like currently hardcore meta. Okay, so they want to make it worse than Sepulcher. I get that. And it looks like Artie is getting a pretty big buff, which I think is fine because agility is such a slow skill as is, and just Sepulcher is so good. If you want to have active XP rates, you still get very good XP at Sepulcher. I don't think people who are going to do that are going to do that anyway. This is a very good point that I never really thought of. How does a new player find Gnome Agility course at level 1, whereas Drainer is right next to spawn? So definitely makes total sense that Drainer should be the first agility course for a new player where they can actually run into it and start training it, whereas Gnome Agility course is so out of the way, a new player would have to go and find it. But I also think Gnome Agility course should stay at level 1. I think we keep that. Brimhaven Agility changes. Oh, this is really cool. So normally you have to choose between either getting Agility XP with your tickets, which is like a majority of where your XP comes from, but instead you're going to get store vouchers alongside your tickets, so you can get things from the shop and get XP. I really like that. It's a very dead agility course as it currently is. There's a couple other things in here that just make Brimhaven a little better. I like the first pillar thing. Just a bunch of little changes to make Brimhaven a little more competitive. I like it. Agility shortcuts. Yes, we need this addressed. Most of the shortcuts that actually save you a lot of time in this game are such an incredibly high agility requirement that if someone wanted to grind out an agility level to get that shortcut unlocked, they would need to use that shortcut like a million times to make up for the time investment they put into the agility levels. This one is a huge one. The one in the Fremenic Slayer Cave, 81 is ridiculous. 43, that's good. People will actually use that. A lot of lower levels do their Slayer tasks there. And this is a big shortcut. This one does genuinely save you probably about 20 seconds. And it would be cool if it got used more often. But what lower level has 81 agility? So yeah. Good change, very good change. Really like these changes to pickpocketing. So the failure rates of these 5 are going to be reduced, which means the XP boosts up. So RD Knights aren't as meta. Get some more variety in thieving. I like that. Also looks like stalls are going to be severely buffed, which is cool. A lot of these are getting a big buff. T rates going up by 3k. I mean, a lot of early game stuff mainly. Stalls just are mainly dead. Most of these stalls are never pickpocketed. We've got respawn times going down, proposed XP going up for some of them. Now, stalls are never meant to be XP meta or anything, but I know what they're trying to do here. They're trying to say like, oh, you can get resources and decent XP, which is good. But I think, and you can see here, the resources are also getting buffed, like Natures and Laurens for the magic stall. That's pretty sick. Like, I'm not gonna lie, 40k XP an hour, Natures and Laurens. So we kind of need more stalls that are kind of tempting like this. Mithril bolts, mithril crossbow from the crossbow stall. See, that's pretty good and a decent XP rate. So I like bridging this gap. Probably need more resource buffs. Otherwise, most of these stalls are going to remain dead, and it's okay for some to remain dead. Most will just serve an extremely niche use. But I don't know, maybe like a chance to get a Zami wine from the wine stall, you know, like if you really want to revive them. But yeah, I like the changes overall to the stalls, really like the resources and it kind of bridging like a niche gap. Pickpocketing will remain king. Most people will choose XP over occasional resources. I can see the magic stall being very popular and maybe even the scimitar stall for a moneymaker for Addy Sims, who knows? And bolts for Iron Man. So I like this. I like this overall. Okay, so the Slayer changes. The Slayer changes look good. So this is mainly focused on lower kind of mid-level. This is a level 20 master, level 40 master, and a level 70 master, and these are all removed Slayer tasks from these masters. One thing I noted is Earth Warriors gone from both of these tables, which means no longer forced into the wilderness, as well as Green Dragons. So all wilderness tasks permanently removed from these tables, which is good. I think that is good for new players because if they want a wilderness task, they can go to Cristelia. You don't need to have wilderness tasks appear in this list. But I also think there's a better way of going about this. Instead of removing some of these tasks entirely, make the Slayer monster unlocks more fun. Because I'm gonna be honest, right now, you go up to like 65 Slayer, there's really nothing that you're excited to unlock. You've got like Dust Devils at 65, then it's Necreals, then it's Abyssal Demons, and you don't really have any exciting monsters to unlock until that level. So why remove Infernal Mages? Why not just give them a better drop table, make them more fun to kill, or do something to them? All of these Slayer-specific monsters, Harpy Bug Swarms, no one gets excited to unlock those at 33. No one gets excited to unlock Infernal Mages at 45. Fix that. Make me excited to unlock Infernal Mages at 45. You know, all of these Slayer-specific monsters are just going to waste if they're being removed from these tables. This improves the speed of getting Slayer points early to make Slayer fun, but you could just make it fun instead. You don't have to go there. So that's my suggestion for this. I like most of this. Like, it's still good overall. I'm just saying there's probably a much better path to go down here. Kilowatts, range defense, plus 20 to negative 10. I mean, whatever. This task is usually a skip for a lot of people, and they drop grounding bolts, which are equal to mithril but deal 30% bonus damage against electrical creatures, which is only kilowatts for now. These are going to be dead content. I mean, obviously, for now, I know they put this in, but like, it's going to take a long time before you start to get enough electrical monsters that are worth killing before these are any good. And who is killing kilowatts with a crossbow? Like, especially if they have really low range defense, negative 10, I would be interested to see an MSB with this range defense reduction might even be better on the kilowatts than grounding bolts. I would be willing to make that bet It really might. I don't think anyone is skipping these less as a result of this. I think it's just going to be like, oh, nice, my range does more DPS here, but I will probably skip anyway. I don't think that's a big change. These need something more significant. I like the electrical creature thing, but maybe you do grounding bolts and grounding arrows as well. But I like the idea of grounding stuff because I do like the type-specific ways of doing damage coming into the game. I am a big fan of that. Fever Spiders, actually getting a loot table, good. Cave Bugs, new chance to drop the Bug Basher, a new degradable weapon that breaks after 1,000 uses, 3-tick attack speed. Okay, so that would be like the 5th weapon, I want to say, 5th melee weapon to have a 3-tick attack speed. But a minimum hit of 5 would make it, against bugs, to be fair, would make it the best 3-tick attack weapon. In fact, this would be insane. If this has no attack requirement, this would become such a meta way of training low-level melee stats. This would instantly become insane. I'm guessing it'll have some kind of attack requirement, but if this extends to the Nilochus, this would be a huge change to the Theater of Blood meta. That would be very, very cool to see. Mining changes, yeah, this skill has needed quality of life for a while. Currently very dominated by shooting stars, obviously. I don't know a lot about these mining methods. I've played as an Ultimate Iron Man for so long. I've only really done Volcanic Mine. I haven't even done much Motherlode Mine, and I've never done Blast Mine. So I'm not going to speak about things that I don't know about. So, you know, if you want to look at these, come to your own conclusions, go ahead. I just don't know enough about it to really have an informed opinion here on what this would do. But I know that now that star mining has become so dominant, we should probably give some love to some other methods and have a lot of variety in that skill, because that is definitely a largely hated skill by the community. So good to rework it. You know, there's something there if a lot of people don't like it. But star mining has absolutely dominated the new mining training methods. So gem mining, this is a good change. It should not be the hard diary to unlock gem rocks. It just shouldn't. There is really good tick manipulation methods with gem mining too, that I'm sure a lot of people would love to do instead of granite. So I think medium diary is fair. I think medium diary is fair to unlock it instead of hard. It really shouldn't be that high of a requirement. More spots to sandstone and granite, that's cool. And improve clue geode rates. Cool. Yeah, no complaints about that. Volcano, I've also barely done Volcano, but let's read through it anyway. Volcano is a potent moneymaker. Add a new currency to the Volcano regular loot table. That would be cool. And have a trade option with an NPC. When handing over the currency, you choose whether you're paid back in XP or the same loot you're currently getting. So you can choose between getting more money or getting more XP. That's pretty cool. Allow players to make Guthix rests in a single action. Okay, that's cool. Make all functionality to barbarian potions. That just should be in the game. Have Necklace of Faith provide 25% prayer points when triggered, up from 10%. I can see a niche use of the Necklace of Faith. So if you don't know what it already does, if you drop, I believe, below 20% hit points, it'll give you 10% currently of your prayer points back. But 25%, I can see this being a lower level substitute for Iron Man for prayer potions. Like if you can't get prayer potions early, you could realistically have Necklace of Faith work quite well for you with 25%. That's suddenly like a pretty significant amount. Ring of Pursuit, I see this being used if different hunter methods get buffed. No one does hunter tracking, so obviously give it 100% because it's already dead content. But yeah, definitely. Adjust the requirement for creating a toxic blowpipe to 78 instead of 53. I think that's accurate. It definitely shouldn't be 53 to create one of the best weapons in the game. Oh, I think I might have missed this. How do you feel about us removing fail points that are deep into an agility course? Very positive. I didn't even see that one. One that I can think of especially is like the Canifis course, where you can fail literally one obstacle away from the finish line, and that is a very long course. It's like a huge circle around. So the thing is, they didn't propose any increased XP rate to the Canifis course. This would greatly increase the XP per hour, because you're potentially saving 30 seconds by not falling on that like next to final obstacle. Anyway, I hope just about all of these come into the game, and I will be voting yes. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know if you want me to go over more blog posts. I pretty much never do this, and I will see you with a main channel video and another episode on this channel soon.